Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Wednesday stream where we play your games.
How are you doing, Alex? You caught me scratching my nose when you opened up the
I said we're ready to go. I couldn't see you.
We were ready to go.
I scratch my
That's all
nose
good.
like all the time we're on stream.
You know
I'm
what?
stroking my beard and
You know
playing
what?
with my
No big
hair
deal.
and
Yeah.
wiggling in my chair. We have fun.
Just
We have fun.
glorious. We're having a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, Alex, it's a
Are you
beautiful
wearing a
Wednesday.
PlayStation shirt? Is that what that is?
I am wearing a PlayStation
Okay.
shirt. That's right. You can't tell. Subtle, right? All the little button symbols on the shirt. It's
I well,
beautiful.
I,
It's
I can
officially licensed.
I can see my desktop background through some of your things. It makes them look
Oh,
like
that's true. That's
yeah, they're
funny.
slightly green, so you
Like
get
I'm a
almost
little
this
bit like
sequin effect. You're looking a little
sparkling
bit like
radiance. It's
you're looking a little bit like Rocket Man over there. So
Yeah,
anyway,
that's right. Well, Alex, got a bunch of stuff going on this week.
yeah. So let's talk about the news real quick. We got the project update for February. I'm gonna paste the link to this in the chat. So this is something that we do pretty much every month on Medium. So make sure that you're always taking a look at our Medium. Lots of good information. I mean, 2 years, more than 2 years worth of good information up on there about the sandbox. So if you ever have any questions, you can search through our Medium and possibly find an answer there. And then we've also got our Discord community, which can help answer other questions. So project update for February. We've got this nice new show reel of the level design for the Season Zero content. So you can see some stuff that might look a little bit familiar, some stuff from heroes, oracles, and scientists. Some other stuff. We got this soccer field, some demonstrations of effects. I'll let you guys watch that on your own. So check out the link in the chat to get this video. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel because that's where this is. We had the public land sale Wave 2, which took 60 seconds for everything to be booked up. And I think under an hour for everything to complete selling once all the transactions had finished processing. So that was 1,024 lands that went up in a flash. And there was also the bidding for the estates, which I don't see anything here about that. Maybe this was on the record sale.
Yeah, there it is. Some bits right there, but above record sale.
I skipped right over this little text box here. There we go. It sold for 1,224,999.8775 sand, which is 307,000 US dollars, depending on the day, and we'll talk about that too. In total, the 13 estates for sale in OpenSea amounted to 3,379,117 sand. That's 810,000 US dollars, so close to $1 million US dollars for just those auctions, which is incredible. Speaking of sand, oh my goodness, I haven't looked at it yet today, actually. I have no idea what it's doing at the moment. What is sand at right now?
Sand is currently at roughly 50 cents.
Yeah, that's what I've got on my little tracker. I have a little app on my phone. And that's pretty cool. That means that if you bought sand when it was 8 cents or even 4 cents, well, if you bought it at 4 cents, it's over 10 times what you bought it at now, which is amazing. And it's really cool to see that that rising so quickly, and it's staying really steady at the 50. It's been at 50 cents for a couple days now. And yeah, I had no idea that it was going to be up this high this soon. So that's awesome. I'm excited to see where that keeps going as we move into Season Zero and sand being a real usable thing on our dashboard.
Alex, can I tell you a fun fact?
Sure. I'll allow it.
Loosely related to sand and where we're talking about valuation. We don't give financial advice here, but Roblox just had they rang the bell at NASDAQ for the stock exchange today.
Wow.
They launched a $30 billion initial public offer. So where's the future of the sandbox going? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say further.
Yeah, I mean, what Roblox is trying to reach for now is our baseline, kind of. I mean, not money wise, but I mean feature wise. What we're trying to do is we're trying to expand from, let's say Roblox walked so we could run. Maybe that's a little conceited to say at this point, but that's what we're aiming for. We want to empower people who want to make their own games and people who want to play games, and so that's what we're going for. Can we talk about the Sandbox's valuation? Is that, I don't know what.
Sure, yeah. I mean, why not? You want to know what we're worth right now?
Yeah. Well, you just said Roblox is what, 30 billion?
Roblox just did their initial launch at 30 billion. The total diluted market cap of the Sandbox at this time is roughly 1.5 billion.
And
so
we haven't launched yet.
When I say diluted, what that means is that that's the total number of tokens that will ever exist for the Sandbox, right? Currently, there is 600 million sand, maybe 700 million, I forget, in circulation. So starting in July, a bunch of sand gets unlocked that can be used for projects like the Foundation Fund for game development from you folks who are watching here. So while you watch these Wednesday streams and you're here for Saturday streams, take notes, because there's a lot of sand to be distributed to make great projects like yours. So that's as far as I'm going to go with talking about the valuation of the Sandbox, though.
That's because today's game day, so
it's a game day.
It's game day. It's game day. So we're almost done with the news. So really, really successful month for February. 2.8 million US dollars. 11.9 million sand. That is 2.8. Okay, I don't know if that's like a European thing or a typo. Because I know
it's a European thing.
Okay, because then they use the decimal point over here, so I wasn't sure. But that makes sense. 2.8 to 11.9. So, I was like, wait, 28. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Majority of those sales were coming from our two land sales taking place in February, raising the total land value to 37 million US dollars. So there's been 37 million dollars worth of land sold so far, and we're not done yet. Sand, new exchange listings. It's now listed on Young Platform Pro, XT Exchange, Gate.io, Stealth EX, and HitBTC. So where you can, that probably has something to do with Sand being up, is it's more accessible. Liquidity mining is looking pretty good. Personally, I just pulled out my liquidity rewards. I'm still in the pool, but I pulled out the rewards, and my rewards have now equaled my initial investment into the program. So I've made 100% back of what I put into the liquidity pool, which is awesome. And I have about 30 lands, so that multiplier does help, but that's still only, I think, a 1.3 multiplier. So it's if you have land and you have sand and some ETH, definitely, well, I guess that's financial advice. Do your own research. Figure out what you want to do. I like the liquidity pool. I've earned more in the liquidity pool since Thanksgiving of this past year till now than I have ever earned from any savings account interest that I've ever had. I'll put it that way. Game Maker 0.5.2 is out. Make sure you update. There's improvements and hotfixes. We do release incremental hotfixes, so sometimes they're compatible, sometimes they're not. So if you notice that things aren't working quite right, check if there's a new version out, and maybe the issue that you're having is fixed. If games won't launch or something like that. Game Maker Fund creations. There are currently 17 projects going on. Some of them you can check out from this link. What's going on with them? See some screenshots and stuff like that. And this is stuff that'll be content in Season 0, so get hyped for that. VoxEdit Beta 9 is out, so we got a new version of VoxEdit. If you are in our group of artists who are able to upload to the market right now, and you want to test your assets in the Game Maker, note that if you upload from the newer version of VoxEdit, they won't work in older versions of the game maker. So you do need to have both updated to see everything correctly. Otherwise, the new assets will look like blue sandbox boxes. Then, last thing, we've got the celebrity influencer contest going on. Oh, actually, one other thing, real quickly. Today, in about 5 hours, the Binance trading competition is ending. So I'm gonna paste this in the chat. You still have some time to get in on this, and in about 5 hours, this contest will close, and people will start being able to check out their cool new Zodiac stuff. So back to the VoxEdit contest. The competition is closed. Everybody is voting now, and if you go to the Sandbox Twitter, and I'm going to paste a direct link to this in the chat. If you go to the Sandbox Twitter and follow this Loomly link, you can vote from like 0 to 5 or something like that. Yeah, you can rate 1 to 5 on each entry and go through all of them and pick your favorites. So you could vote 5 on all of them. You can vote 1 on all of them. You can vote however you feel led on every single one and submit. And then that will all get tallied up, and we'll figure out who the winners are for that. And that ends on March 15th at midnight, like the end of March 15th. So, all right, we are done with that. Now, I promised that we would be playing Sandpunk, so we're going to play Sandpunk. Joseph, do you want to tell us anything about Sandpunk? What do you know about Sandpunk? You've played more of this than I have. I'm gonna open up my volume.
I don't want to spoil anything on it. It's this game I know, developed by Aladev, who's here in the chat, was developed for our last game jam. I can say that they developed it on stream, live. They developed it with multilingual compatibility, right? So the whole story can be fleshed out in English or in German. And that, as I recall, and I could be wrong, is this the game where you're a murderer?
I'm not going to be able to live it down, even though it was not by my choice.
No, you know, it is what it is. You try to take over the company, you know what I mean?
So I think something that was different from the first time. So I had played this on stream before, and we only got part of the way through the game because I accidentally got pushed into a wall, and we're going to try to not do that this time. But this room was not accessible before, so I believe we can collect things that will show up here as we collect them. This is kind of like a trophy room, I think, from what I've seen. And so we need to collect our equipment. And I think, yep, I got my sword. And maybe I can't equip that. There's been some updates to the equipment system, so there may need to be a patch on this. So it may just make gameplay a little bit difficult. So we will be using, we're gonna, you know, people play like Legend of Zelda with like a don't collect the master sword run. So we're just going in with our base equipment on this one. Let's see, food and drink. All right, we got everything we need to leave the city. Was there anything else in here that we wanted to check out? I love this desktop, by the way. This looks like my first gaming PC. Not with the Apple logo on the side there, but with the red fans. I'm a boring fan guy now. I don't have RGB in my case except my motherboard, which has by default. And oh no. Why did I get sent back here? We might not be able to play this. I should have tested this before we started. Wait. Oh no, we got trapped. Let's try restarting it. Sometimes that helps. Otherwise, we'll move on to something else, and we'll see about patching this up for next week. I do want to play this on stream because this game is a lot of fun when it's working. But because of the most recent updates, sometimes things have to get patched in the specific games. So we need to.
Aloe actually says that the teleporter is not working.
Oh, he knows it's not working. Okay.
Because they just need to get a little extra time to be able to fix that up.
Okay.
So,
all right. Then we will not
life
stress
just getting
about
in
it.
the way, you know what I mean?
All right. We are going to go back to the menu and we'll find something else to play. Because there's lots of stuff. There's now dozens of fun games that are actually, beyond just like a little test that you can check out on the gallery. Totally free. Let's see. Where's oh, you know what? I don't know how well this will play on stream because it's a little bit heavy. But it does work better since the most recent update. And it is one that I really enjoyed. I haven't figured out the final puzzle on it yet. I'm a little stumped on it. And I don't know if the person who made it is in the chat with us today. Let me see where it is. Somewhere in here.
One eternity later.
I know.
So folks, while Alex is looking for that next
Hunting.
big thing, do you have any questions? Specific questions in the chat? And while I'm waiting for those specific questions, I am going to address
found it.
A fun little thing that I can't talk about. So I'm going to talk about it.
Interrupt you real quick. This is Folklore Studios' Curse of the Crocodile King on page
very good.
13. There is a lot in this game. So we're going to let that load, and Joseph is going to tell you the things he's not allowed to tell you.
There we go. So here's something we can't talk about yet. The marketplace. We've been mentioning it on the side for quite a while. So the marketplace is coming very soon. And by very soon, I mean like real soon. We have a release that we'll be doing with regards to that on Medium. So if you're not currently following the Medium, please do. You're going to get a whole bunch of details about an upcoming, I guess we'll call it a soft launch. There's going to be some curated content on there that will be available from multiple different kinds of categories. Some of them are like entities or objects, right? Arts, equipment, wearables. The initial sale will not have wearables, but that's as much as I can sneak out there without getting in trouble. So if you're watching, that's a scoop just for you. Thanks for being here. And let's address some of those questions that I requested.
Aladev. Shh. Giving away secrets in the chat.
So the
I saw
NFT.
some good questions in there.
All right. So Molten PT. First off, I want to address / correct that the Zodiac NFT doesn't necessarily get you more or less tickets. In fact, people who spend big money, do a whole bunch of volume, don't really get like an extraordinary gain on that. You're still getting 5 lottery tickets if you do 200,000 sand in volume. It's the same, like the minimum is 1 lottery ticket that you could get, and the maximum is 5. So you could potentially have 2 of those tickets drawn to get multiple prizes, but you want to look more at the details of that article. And then again, with respect to that, maybe reach out to Binance Support if you want full details, because they're running the program on that. But it's probably more fair than you're thinking. Let's see. When the Sandbox goes live, will the gallery still be available for free play? Yes. The gallery is intended to be for dev to dev kind of interactions for the most part, right? As you know, now we can come through here and we can play on the gallery, but this is, as we do on Wednesdays, as we do on Saturdays, we play test here. This is like the beta section, or if you were a developer and you were like, I don't know if this is good, push it to the gallery, have somebody else on the team look at it. What do you think about it, right? Like, let's say maybe you have an artist that just works on all the arts, and then you have a game level designer that's actually making this happen. You would push it to the gallery and say, artist, is this what it should look like in game? Or is it responding how you expect it? And they could say yes, no, what have you, right? So there's purpose to the gallery beyond just right now. Let's see. Do you need to own all the assets to upload to the gallery, or just later on when you upload to your own land? Monkey Junkie 82 asks that question. So Monkey Junkie, you do not need to own the assets to upload it to the gallery. The point of the gallery is that it is the playtest, but it is not on the metaverse when it's in the gallery. They are two separate things. So if you want it to be wrapped inside of the ERC 721 land NFT, then you need to own the assets that get wrapped inside it. Okay, if they have a minted status. So everything that is not minted, you wouldn't have to own. Or if you design it yourself and you don't mint it or what have you, right? You don't need to own it in that respect. So how it works is all the assets like this, the I don't know, I guess let's say the spider webs, or the skeleton skulls, or something like that, or those creepy oozy eggs you just saw that just spawned those spiders. Those are all an ERC token called an 1155, and that gets wrapped up inside of the land token. And so, like a package from, your favorite superstore, that gets shipped into the metaverse, and people can open the box and play with all the content that's inside.
There's too
many. You only need to own one of the ERC 1155 asset to make it happen as many times as you want in a game experience. So, like these spiders, the dread spider that you're seeing on the screen, when they exist in the game, if you own the asset, then you're good. You can have 500,000 of them in your game. Doesn't matter, right? You just need to have one NFT to relate to that. Let's see.
Andy Ritchie's threatening me with a game that's gonna make me want to quit on stream. They've been taunting me for the past couple days about this game that they're working on with traps and like unfair traps that you can't see coming, and they want me to lose it.
I like it. I saw that. Weren't they talking about it last week too? Like, play a game that subverts expectations or something like that.
It's been a thing in progress. I don't know exactly how long they've been working on it, but they're plotting against me.
Well,
this is great. This is great.
It's been pretty popular in the Eurozone that I saw, which I think it was called Cat Mario or something like that, where it does the same thing. Like, you think it's Mario Brothers, and then everything's wrong. You jump on a platform, the platform kills you. You know what I mean? Like, you get hit by a Goomba and you get healed. It doesn't make any sense. So, subverting expectations is a lot of fun. Let's see. Do your official creators stream in their own account? Would you like? You would like to see more of the stream program?
Oh wait, where'd I go?
Having a few issues with VoxEdit and wanted to chat, just minor stuff, but I couldn't find much info online. Sure, Singapore Jack. With regards to official creators streaming on their own account, we have officially supported streams, and then we have official streams. They're kind of different things, but we like to promote and spend our marketing dollars promoting your stream, right? Andy Ritchie is a fair example of this. A couple of, I don't know, months maybe now ago, Andy was watching this stream. Then we had a game jam event, and Andy said, starting from nothing, was on a Wednesday. They said, hey, test my game. I want to know what you think. And I played through it just for a few minutes, and I said, it's got good potential, but it's lacking this and that. We gave feedback for 3 weeks in a row on that game. The game ended up getting top 10 in the last game jam, which is a reward of, I forget, how much was that, Alex? Was that 1,000 sand?
I do not remember.
I think it was 2,500 sand. Anyway, so got a sand reward, got a land from creating, while watching these streams, and then started streaming. Right, took that money, bought a computer, started streaming. That stream now, basically they reached out to me. Andy did, and I'm literally adding that stream into our officially supported calendar now, because that's the biggest thing about the sandbox that has been from day one, is we're all community driven everything. Um, I'm kind of the same story. I started by just chatting in our Discord
Ooh.
channel, and
This guy took me
what
off guard.
oh.
It was like there's a green glowing eye in the bushes, or the kelp, whatever this is. I'm trying to find better weapons because I keep on getting killed by those spiders, and I know there's better weapons around here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if we'll have the same issue with not being able to pick them up that we had with the other game.
So let's see. Let me get some other questions addressed here. We know when the NFT that was won from the avatar will be sent. Oh, I don't know the send schedule on that. Typically, it's like a week after an event ends that we can kind of get around to those sorts of things. But there is sometimes a backlog if we do a bunch of different events, because there's only a handful of people who in the company have minted. There are more that could, but not very many people do, right? We have kind of a structure set behind that. So the people who mint those assets have to distribute them. So sometimes it can take a little while if they're busy doing 3 or 4 other things all at once, which is often the case with those folks. Alex
I keep on accidentally going downstairs. I mean, I was laughing at what you said, but I'm also laughing at myself. I keep on going downstairs because I know that this is underneath the blacksmith shop, and I keep on going to the basement level, but that's not how you get in here from the blacksmith shop.
Sure. Okay, so Clang Kirsch asks in the chat, when a game gets minted, will we be able to make changes afterward? So yes, you can make changes to your game. As long as you don't change the assets inside the game, you shouldn't have to remint it again. As long as if you're just changing the code base of the game and you're updating it, then it should just be, an update.
You can. I know what your next point's going to be. You can add and remove items as long as you're not changing like the mint structure. So go ahead with what you were going to say, and then I'll clarify.
Sure. No.
Because you can change more than the code.
Okay. Well, take it away real quick.
Okay.
Just so that, because you get to play with it more than I get to play with it.
Sure.
So I don't want to misstep.
So the reason Joseph was pointing out that you can kind of change the code and layout of stuff, it was to mention that you can't change the NFTs that are attached, like the what the whole package kind of includes the assets that you put on it. So you can make changes to the layout of your map, and in doing so, you could hide some assets or bring some assets to be more visible if you didn't have them showing before, as long as the total list of assets doesn't change, because that's really what's getting wrapped up in that minting process. So if you decided that you didn't want to use a certain enemy, you could remove it from your game and remint, or you could just kind of hide them. If you say you didn't have the gas money to mint at the time, or you weren't sure if you wanted to remove the enemy or not, you're testing out some things and you're kind of doing like a little hot patch where you just hide the enemy and see how things work out, and then you can bring them back later. That should all be doable without having to remint everything.
Yep.
That's what I was getting at.
That's pretty much the gist of exactly where I was going to go, but I didn't want to make sure, you've got some more experience, frankly, just minting and dealing with that sort of thing. I have the ability, but I don't play around with that, because you're in charge of the artists and I'm not. So you know what I mean? So
Oh,
to
wait, what?
there's let's see if I can get some more of these questions out here.
All right, we got our first magic gem.
I feel like the gallery offers a lot if they keep it. We're definitely keeping the gallery, but this I wanted to address gives kids a chance to build games in classrooms and get into the world. So that's actually a program that we are pushing internally, is trying to get more of those, like maybe classrooms proper for folks to learn how to do this. Minecraft kind of tried to do this for a bit, to like take it into a classroom, and with tools like these where it's like quite simple. I like that you stepped on the broom.
It kind of ran
where
under me. I didn't even move. It just like was like, "Hey, you're gonna go for a ride now." Scooped
like,
me
here you
up.
go. Yeah, there you go.
I do
So
love the set design in this game. Like the areas are great. The way everything's set
Yeah.
up, the way you can go in and out of places. Unfortunately, equipment is broken at the moment. You might have noticed that you could see the whole mannequin when I went to pick up the armor and stuff, and we can't equip it. But that's because of the most recent update. So that's not the person who made this. It's not their fault.
sure. So yeah, we want to get it into the world. Get some classrooms legitimately using our tools, and they're designed to start simple and get more complicated as they go. So as this gets past version 1.0, starts integrating visual scripting, starts integrating proper scripting, where users can do that, then I think you're going to find that this is going to be more than a useful tool, right? It's going to be like a very legitimized system for going from gamer to game designer in all sorts of levels. So let's see. Will the Atari token be used in the sandbox? I don't believe so.
I don't think
But,
so. I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, we don't have current plans for it, but that doesn't mean that that can't be a thing in the future. Cross-platform integration, if I want to call it that, is plausible. Being as they are a partner, but that comes down to a question of, do we, I don't think that I don't know. It's weird. So I'll just move on to it. It seems to me like that would be a poor choice tokenomics wise, right? Like for all the folks who have invested in Sand or like are invested in our ecosystem. But that's not my decision to make.
Where am I supposed to go?
What's new in Game Maker 0.5, MPokerT 1986. You can actually check out what's new in all of the Game Maker release updates inside the Medium articles that we push for them. Otherwise, you can also check them out over on our Git book, which is sandboxgame.gitbook.io. So if you go over there, you can see all sorts of information about releases, updates, that sort of thing. We do have patch notes on those pages, so check that out if you're interested in more of that.
Oh, I'm supposed to go down that way. I went the wrong way. Well, I didn't go the wrong way. I took a shortcut, and then I doubled back to where the way I was supposed to go, the not shortcut way.
Molten PT asks in the chat, a bit off topic, what are the roles and utility of owning CMC, CoinMarketCap heroes? Will they be a part of some kind of storytelling or need to play some sort of mode? So if you're Molten, it seems that maybe you're newer to the sandbox. All of the assets that are distributed as part of land sales are assets like what you actually see here in this game. So those are individually minted NFT assets, and because you have one of the CoinMarketCap heroes, that means you can put it in a game like this that you make, and then you can take that and you could choose to make it playable if you wanted to make it a playable character, but for the most part you would use it as an NPC because those assets aren't designed to like use equipment or things like that. But if you had all of the CMC heroes, you could potentially like plop them down in a town where they're the ones giving you all of the quests, or you could make them all the bad guys, like the big end game sort of situation, or they could assist you as a helper, sort of an asset. So there's a bunch of different ways that you could use it in your games, but the intent is that they be used in the games. Did you just steal that out there without
Did.
even? You were like, you know what?
I just yoinked it.
Fighting you, wasting my time. You know.
Well,
Bad
I
dude.
only have the basic sword and armor, so it's really hard for me to fight.
Yeah. See that? You got 31 health. Too,
The when I fought the spiders, the gem spawned when I killed the spider, and then I noticed that the gem was on the throne. I was just like, oh, okay, no need to fight. We'll do a pacifist run on that. Get away from all these crabs that like to pinch me.
All right, let's see here.
Yeah, so our intent. So I made the coin market cap heroes. Four of the designs for them were original, or not original to me, but were coin market caps designs. They did some sort of comic promotion graphics, and that was the Sage, the Brawler, the Hothead, and Protector. Those were all their original designs, and so I turned them into voxels, and then the other ones, the Coin Market Captain and Liquefier, were original designs by me. And our intent with them is for people to make their own stories. So yeah, we set up a kind of a framework context of like almost like the MCU, but it's the CMCSU, Coin Market Cap Sandbox Universe. Or I guess it would be CMCSM, Coin Market Cap Sandbox Metaverse.
I just want everybody in the chat to know that I'm not looking at anything. I was staring off into space, so disappointed with that acronym. The CMCSCU, Coin Market Cap Sandbox Cinematic Universe. Like, we just have a whole universe of cinematic. Oh man, I can't wait for the day when Alex makes a Wizzy the Wizard that has a golden gauntlet. You know what I mean? Can't believe.
Don't tempt me. It'll have a
Suddenly
snap
Alex
animation
has
and
a
everything.
Sorcerer Supreme Wizzy. Like gotta be kidding me.
Oh man.
Pretty good.
There's some dragons on these rooftops. I love any game that lets me run on the rooftops. That's like, you know, people have like requirements for like what they like to see in a game. You let me run on the rooftops, you're good, dude. That's it. Just let me run on the rooftops.
Check the box, you know.
Boxes checked.
All right, let's see here. Another question / comment. Have you seen the helicopter game preview? I'm still trying to figure out how it's done.
Ooh, I know how it's done.
I also know how it's done.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the helicopter game preview, look for Arthur Madrid on Twitter. When you find it,
Was there no?
he has shared this preview of a concept that somebody did using the Game Maker software. This can be done with the software as is.
Andy Ritchie.
It doesn't need a
That's
feature
mean.
patch.
They said they're not going to let me run on rooftops in the Alt F4
Oh no!
game. Won't play. Won't even. Literally unplayable. No no rooftop running.
Yep, no rooftops. That's it. I'm out. Just kidding. So let's see. Singapore Jack again in the chat. You've convinced me to start streaming. Are there going to be more VoxEdit contests? So if you are streaming, tag me in it. You know what I mean? Get on. If you're on Discord, tag me on Discord. Say hey at
Oh no.
TheVisionEX. You could do it on Twitter as well if you like. Because if I know you're live, I want to watch. We can hang out and chat. Doing the same thing for Andy. I've made it to, I think, 1 out of maybe the 4 that Andy was doing so far this week, but they're always entertaining. I have a lot of fun with that. Obviously, Aladev lives halfway across the world from me, so it's really hard for us to sync up. But when I can, I like to get in on their streams as well. So there's a lot of, just hit me up is what I'm saying. Also, Are there going to be more VoxEdit contests? Short answer: yes, lots of them. Uh, there
All the
will also
time.
be other kinds of contests as well. So look out for all of the contests. This is one of which being a game jam that hasn't been announced yet, but there will be more. Seb said as much the last time we had a game jam that the next one will be bigger also. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, what's better than bigger? Nothing. Uh,
I don't know
let's
how to get
see.
up here. I guess I don't really need to
Land-
collect all these dragons, but I want to.
Okay, will landowners have a guaranteed spot in PreSeason Zero?
I believe so. I believe being a landowner gives you a ticket to the preseason.
Yeah,
That was my understanding. Don't quote me on that yet.
Yeah, I don't want to be definitive about it. My understanding is that there's upwards of 1,000 people that could be accepted into the PreSeason Zero. But that number could expand. We'll see where it goes from there. I know that PreSeason Zero has some sort of award as well, but landowners have the highest priority, right? If you don't own the land, then you're probably not wanting to get around there and test it. If you don't own land and PreSeason Zero, I'm trying to think about how these things align. I know the plan, but what can I talk about? Nothing. I'm not gonna.
Skeletons.
Can't leak that
No.
one. There's
No
a bunch
leaks.
of stuff going on anyway. No leaks.
We've leaked enough
We're
today.
Just sealing it up. Just gonna seal it up right there. Anyway, so yeah, landowners take priority. I can't guarantee that an individual landowner will have PreSeason Zero access, but it is definitely
Leave me
the
alone.
highest priority right now.
I've got all these skeletons chasing me.
Clankers, if I create an asset in VoxEdit, will I have to wait for it to be approved and minted before I can use it in my game? So you do not have to wait for it to be minted
For the gallery.
for the gallery specifically. If you create an asset and you put it, you do still have to be able to push it to the marketplace, however. So that means you have to have access to do so. And right now, that just is limited to artists.
When we open up uploading to everybody, I don't think we will have the approval process for non-artist accounts. So like we use the approval process in-house for our creator fund artists to make sure where'd the boss go?
He just jumped off the cliff over the
He just
side
yeeted
there.
himself down here, didn't he?
Yeah, he was like, I can't handle this anymore. I gotta go. Oh, geez, you went with him.
But I don't know where he went.
He's right there in the wall.
Wait, what?
I swear to you.
Did I go too far?
I know too much. Let's see here. So yeah. Anyway, to get back to it, you can definitely get your assets submitted into the marketplace once that goes public, and then when it does, it's not approval at that point. It's actually reverse kind of governance that we have as the process. So if somebody duplicates your art and you report it, or some other users report that duplicate, and that gets affirmed by a member of the team as a duplicate, then we would remove theirs from the marketplace if it was like a clear copy of what you created. So that allows you to keep your uniqueness. But otherwise, you're free to mint however much you like or not, and just associate it with your account. If you haven't got it minted and you never plan to, then you could still integrate it in your game on the marketplace end by uploading it to your account and then adding it into a game. So it's virtually seamless in terms of like, hey, can I get this to go and work in the game? And you can see this on we'll probably run this through on next Monday. I don't know if you weren't here on Monday or you didn't know. On this last Monday, we had our first. Oh, TSB official VoxEdit stream, where Panda Pops is doing a stream here at this address. So whatever channel you're watching right now, you could also see Panda Pops making VoxEdit content, and they are an approved artist. So if you'd like to see more of that, that is such a cool little rail. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this
blown
is
away by that.
made by Gatto Stow, who is sometimes in the chat with us. It's a single piece. I don't know if you can really tell here where
Is
it
it really
begins and
one
ends.
piece?
No. You can see how it says keep out and then keep out. So
Oh, yeah.
so the keep
Okay,
out is
okay.
the start, the light is the middle, and then it ends somewhere up there. But it's very cool the way they put this together, doing them end on end to do this.
Yeah.
This whole mine path. And yeah, I don't think I'll be able to beat the game because I think I needed to kill that skeleton guy in order to get the next gem. So we may get stuck, but there's still 2 more dungeon areas that we can explore at least. I'm not sure if no, we already got 2 of the gems. I think we'll still be able to beat it. I think that that graveyard quest was like a bonus quest, a side quest. So I think we'll still be okay. About duplicating assets, it is kind of oh, this is the start. I walked right back to the start. It's kind of the amount of effort. Like I've thought a lot about how that would happen, or how that would be possible. And the only way I can see, because people like to joke about, oh yeah, you just right click save to get NFTs and kind of uninformed jokes like that.
Sure.
The thing with the Sandbox NFTs is that these 3D models can only be uploaded through VoxEdit, and you can't just import a GLTF, which is the format I'm pretty sure is the internal format used by the game maker. There's no way that you can take those cached 3D files from the game maker and load them in VoxEdit because there's a conversion that would need to happen. It's just kind of like unfeasibly complicated to do something like that. It's easier to just recreate voxel by voxel and animation by animation, the entire process. And made it. No, ladder. So yeah, I can't. It's having made a lot of the content on the Sandbox, I can't even imagine like somebody going through the effort to steal somebody else's artwork on the Sandbox. It would be harder to copy it than to make your own new original thing.
Right. Well, and that's the thing.
And like even if they did, there's the mechanisms that we're putting into place to have moderation. Like we do have straight up moderation also. Oh no, I ended up all the way back here. No. So we are planning those governance solutions for self-moderation. And then we also do have moderator and admin accounts in the meantime where we can directly check on that stuff. So it's we have systems in place to take care of that. No, I don't remember how to get back
what
to
happens to the items we added to our creations when the game is actually released. Are we able to keep them in our land, or do we need to buy all of them? So Alex, I think that's a good one for you to address.
Yeah. So you'll still be able to use assets that have been minted that are in your inventory for uploading to the game maker gallery. So I've shown it on stream before. There are some items that I do not own that were one of one minted items from the very first asset sale. And they are prohibitively expensive for me to buy now. They sold for like $1,000 when they first got minted, and then if you look at what like sand value has done and stuff since then, I can't even think about how much it would cost to buy the asset if the person would even sell it to me. but they are added to my inventory, and I can put them in a Game Maker land, or not in a land, but in a Game Maker experience, and put it on the gallery. But that's it. I can't publish it to the Metaverse map. I can't do multiplayer. I can't gain monetization from it. It's basically like a toy. I have like a copy of somebody's toy, or I have a toy version of them having the real thing. So I can play around with it a little bit, but I will never be able to do anything more than that. Okay, I'm good and thoroughly not remembering how to get to where I was.
So just to clarify, that means that you can't push it, you can't wrap it into your land NFT, right? Because you don't own the token, you can't wrap it, because when the call is made in the code to pull this item, it'll be like, cool, yeah, I'll pull it, but where is it in your inventory?
Right.
Because the object would have been minted.
That's right.
So if you have a game that you've made right now, and something that's in your game gets minted, then you would either have to purchase that object or replace it, because the artist has the ownership of that asset. They can choose whether they want it to be free or paid. The easiest way to avoid that is to start working in VoxEdit right now. Create those assets, because we're going to be on here doing this for years to come. So you can create your assets, make your game, get together with some other people that can make assets, work together as artists, work together as developers to make these contents for your team, your little group of people. And there's a special section in the Discord for arranging such people, right? Such groups. So go check that out for sure. Let's see.
The first thing that was really attractive to the Sandbox for me as an artist was the scarcity with the assets, because when you there's a certain advantage to like using like CGI Trader or Sketchfab or whatever, and having an unlimited number of copies of an artwork that you can sell an infinite number of them. But for me, it's too much supply and not enough demand, to where a lot of people who upload 3D models to places like that don't make a whole lot of sales, and having a limited number of assets to sell for these things, you've got 50 of like this really fancy sword or something like that, and maybe there's 50 people out there who go like, oh, that's really cool, and they all sell out. Well, there's still going to be more demand for swords, right. And there's going to be people who want to see more swords from you. So, being able to, good grief, I can't find the door. I made it before, but there was the TNT that made it easy to spot.
Pro tip: the lanterns are spawn points if you interact with them.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I knew that.
And then I want to hit this question quickly because we actually are already almost at the hour, and I still need to put the form in the chat, which I have not, but I will soon.
Joseph.
Do I need to be experienced to become a creator? I would like to create some assets, but there's very few spots for creators. Do you think they'll extend the ability to create to everyone? So a lot of questions came through there. You don't need to be experienced to be a creator. Create today. Open VoxEdit and get your artistic side rolling, or your game developer side rolling with the Game Maker. You do
need a portfolio. So if I can
you want to be a part of the Game Maker's fund, then that's a different story, right, Alex? You do need a portfolio of some kind, and as recommended by some of the other folks in the Creators Fund, it's easiest to make the portfolio in VoxEdit. To create some art, to animate some of those arts and say, this is what you can do, what you've learned over time, and then once you have that, then you're good to go. You could be approved for the Creators Fund, where you're actually properly being paid to make the art directly.
Freaked me out.
What? The floating person?
Well, it's supposed to, so
it's your armor.
Yeah. When this stuff gets properly patched, It'll just be the armor that you see. You won't see the mannequin
Right.
on them, but just running around the corner being like, oh, hey, and then a mimic runs at me.
Okay, and Pot Plucker 13. I wonder how much different an asset would have to be from something like Wizzy the Blue in order to be approved. Would a different look of the hat be enough? So, if you were making a wizard that looked similar to Wizzy, then a different hat would be probably fine as long as you're
Yeah.
not cloning like the leg shape as well. I think those are the
So
two signature things that kind of makes Wizzy Wizzy, right?
yeah. So and the beard, I'd say.
I mean, yeah, the beard for sure, but
No,
you
I
like,
fell back in.
a lot of people have beards. Alex,
I got out and I fell back in. um,
but keep in mind
you made it
that
halfway there.
you're not when the marketplace is public.
No.
You don't have to get it approved. You just have to get it not removed, right? It should be
Right,
original enough that somebody doesn't look at that and go, "That's a copy," and report, right?
Right.
If you were making Galactic Wizzy,
Oh,
you know,
oh,
you're kind
there's
of
the Skeleton King.
doing your own thing. Hey, you just got healed.
He-
Wait,
The Skeleton King.
you found the Skeleton King in the cave.
He fell.
Oh my
into the
gosh, I see it.
caves. Now,
don't die to
can
the
I
werewolf.
hit him through the
there
floor? Oh yes, I can.
Wait, there was a heal, Alex. You should
Yeah,
heal.
right there. That's true. I should do that before I.
That way you can actually.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So as the person who made Wizzy, if you want to make variations of Wizzy, that's cool. I would be happy for more people to do that. So, but you also need to consider that there's other factors in this whole system that will affect the value of something. So right now the Wizzies are selling for a good, I think the cheapest ones are like $200, and some of them are selling for way more than that if you check them on OpenSea. And the thing is, if those all come from my account, so people can see who made them. So if you want to make a for lack of a better way of phrasing it, a knockoff Wizzy, people will be able to tell what account it came from. It even displays that in the game maker. So
Sure.
your value on that may be a lot less. Somebody might make a much cooler one than I made, and maybe that'll get even a higher value. So I am fine with the competition. Make whatever wizards you want to make, and if you want to make it in the style of the Wizzies, that's fine. Obviously, the exact copies are gonna get somebody reporting that, and you could try to wait, did I get him? Oh no, he teleported to the other side of me. I kind of lost my train of thought, but I think you get the point. Is it's okay for you to create wizards. It's okay if they're in a similar style, but your mileage of value may vary a lot. He may have dropped something. I can't really tell.
You know what? You know, this is a good point while we're talking about Wizzy as a reference to things that could potentially be copied. I am going to copy and paste the link to this form in the chat.
This is where all the skeletons went.
It looks like it did go out on Facebook twice. So if you're watching on Facebook right now, I apologize for that. It seems that there's a few connection errors that are making it so that I can't send out that form there.
Pot Plucker. Regarding removal authority, the so oh, and yes, there's the rekindle point there. Okay, good. So I can like intentionally die if I fall again. You got to not get hit by these bats as you jump through, or overshoot the jump. Good grief. These guys will kill me, right?
About removal authority, right?
Yeah.
So Pot Plucker, you have first regular users that are going to essentially flag the content. And so if they flag something and say, hey, this is a duplicate, there has to be some sort of proof that it is a duplicate. Otherwise, when a moderator like myself signs in, to actually look at that and say, is it really a duplicate? You know, we're not gonna know that it's a problem. So many
Oh.
of those things
Uh-oh.
are going to require the community to be involved. You can't die here, Alex. This would normally kill you, but you've just entered a
Yeah.
pitfall because of the latest
Yeah.
update. That
Okay, we're
this
done with
is
this game.
yeah, this is in the works already to get
Yeah.
refixed.
Yes.
Along with the equipment, it's like their number one top priority problems right now. So we will get this fixed. But
Yeah.
anyway, so not just anyone could just remove something, right? There are very few people, frankly, that can actually approve removal of an asset from
I
the
think there's like
marketplace.
5 of us or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, 5 or less. Yeah, that can do that right now. So um, you, it's going to be a full-time job. Just even looking at all of the cases to be reviewed, and I'm going to say 99.9% of them are going to be like false flag kind of
I hope it's
situation.
not that high because we do. You may have mentioned this while I wasn't paying as close attention, but we do plan on having people stake sand on their report, so false
Yeah,
flags should be hopefully very low because it's going to cost you money to flag
right.
something, and you'll get
True.
rewarded that for a correct flag. So it is profitable to flag legitimate copies of content.
Right.
Um,
And it should be, a relatively minor cost to report an asset. So it's very likely that how that system is going to work is that anyone could, in theory, report an asset as a duplicate. If it is verifiable, if I can sign in and say, yeah, that's definitely a copy, then I remove the minting from the marketplace, and the fee that that person had to mint actually gets rewarded to the reporter, and they get back their sand. Um, but that's only going to be for, again, verifiable like reports. If it's something where it's obviously not the case, like, hey, you really didn't you didn't have a duplicate here, then the person who reported just loses their sand that they had staked against this claim. So oh.
and there I went and did it again.
Oh, oops, all lava.
Oh. Was it about lava that we said that the other day? Is like the Oreos, oops, nothing but filling or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, no, I don't know. I have no idea. That's a Captain Crunch. It's an American cereal that's all sugar. Uh,
I think they did that with Oreos too. That you can get like a tube of the frosting. Maybe that was a meme somebody did. Okay, yeah, I'm stuck down here also. Oh well. So how about we announce the winner of the Wizzy?
All right.
If we're ready with that.
And I'm going to open up my favorite RNG service. And while I'm doing that, Alex, do you, you know what? Forget about it. I already got
So Pot Plucker was asking about it being a centralized authority for existence. So I believe we would like the moderation to become decentralized through that whole staking process. So we've got a lot of great people in our community, and we would like. I think a lot of us on staff feel like the people who are investing in sand and NFTs and land can kind of do a decentralizing like group vetting to have this governance in place, because when you look at other blockchain technologies, that's kind of how those things work with governance. People are invested in the quality of the environment and in making it grow and improve. And so having it just be those of us on staff, frankly, a lot of us are really busy making the game, that I don't know that we want to be employing like 50 people to full time to just vet this stuff. So having a decentralized vetting program for those who are invested, I think would be beneficial. But we need to, figure out exactly how that governance would work, and establish the system. And because the marketplace isn't fully open yet, we do have some time to develop that. So
Yeah,
there's lots of
you know,
growth to happen.
to that point, we also have an ambassadors program, right? And we
Yes.
haven't made the announcement on who the 25 selections were that we made, but there was, just for the ambassadors program, we had almost 300 applicants that we went through one at a time, right? And nice, Andy Ritchie, congratulations. I'm seeing them. Sorry. So anyway, the those ambassadors could be a way to decentralize it, where we would collectively, as a group of they're all internal, all regular community folks, right? Um, to kind of say like, well, now it's not just Joe making the decision of whether this is valid or not. It's Joe and these 40 people, or it's also important to understand that between now and the end of the year, there's going to be vastly expanding programs for the sandbox, right? Where, if you look at the roadmap, we expect to increase very, very rapidly the size of the team, the size of rewards programs, the size of game jams, etc. Right? So there's going to be incentive for people to care, essentially. But I'm going to save that for August, when that gets a whole lot more relevant. So
Singapore Jack. I did not make that background. This is by Nos, Knos, on Twitter. He's a really great voxel artist from Germany, and I've been following him 2.5 years now, basically since I started doing voxel art, and right before I got started with the sandbox. So artwork like this is not really sandbox compatible. All this geometry is not very game engine friendly. So he does these massive renders. I was talking to him about a recent artwork of his, and he said that the Magic of Voxel file was over a gig in size, which is insane to think about because those files are super efficiently packed. They have minimal amount of data in them, and just the idea that I'd never even realized that Magic of Voxel could make such a large file. So yeah, this would not work very well in a game, but he does beautiful artwork. I suggest you go find him. I think it's Nos Voxel might be his handle on Twitter.
Sure. And the little intricacies of why that beautiful art doesn't make sense is that each one of those faces works the GPU pretty hard. I would imagine that a render like that probably took an hour to come down into that like 4K, with all the nice sort of thing.
At least, yeah.
And I'm not talking about the design time. I'm just talking about like when you push like,
yeah.
give
when
it
you press render, yeah.
All that stuff, right? So
it depends on how many bounces of the light there are, if he used any transparency. I don't think there's any transparency on this. There's the reflection on the water, but
right.
Yeah. And this is over 4K
if you try to put that
resolution
into a game and then say, hey, I want to see that at 60 frames per second, you're talking about blowing up somebody's graphics card, basically, for lack of a better term, right? So there's some details on why you want to keep your faces down and why the style should look a particular way, and it is to do with the fact that we want this to be a mobile game as well. Want it to eventually reach onto consoles. You want it to be first PC compatible, of course, and going out to those other platforms later. So there will be news on the land sale date. No news yet, but it's definitely coming soon. More details will be released about the same schedule as it has been in months past, as far as I would guess. But Alex,
are we ready to announce the winner, or did I miss it? Was I not focused enough?
You know what? I didn't say it out loud.
Okay.
It was in the chat.
Usually we say it out loud, and I was like, we didn't say anything.
A winner coming over from Twitch, Invictus. was our winner today for the Wizzy the Blue NFT asset. Again, distribution on this comes up about once a week. It looks like we are a week off of one of our previous winners, so that may be something that goes out today. I like to give Alex a heads up when the gas price is under 100. I think it's quite a bit higher than that right now, though, so it may not go out right now, but soon for sure.
Yeah, we try to keep it. If we can keep the gas fees affordable, that's more stuff that we can give away.
Yeah.
So somebody mentioned, and I can't find it scrolling back through the chat, but somebody asked if I could see their voxel artwork. And yeah, I'm happy to check on everybody's voxel artwork. So if you made anything that you would like me to see, tag me on Twitter. I'm at Kamisazi, which I'll spell it out in the chat because nobody usually knows how to write that when they hear it. Hiberium, or Hibernum asked that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it didn't go out to Facebook for whatever reason. I think we've been having issues with Facebook today, but yeah, you can copy that from the Twitch chat and follow me on Twitter, and you can just tag me in the artwork that you do. I also suggest you put like at VoxEdit, and that way the official VoxEdit channel can see it and maybe retweet your stuff. And also put hashtag like voxelart. And if you're making something for the Sandbox, do at the Sandbox game. And we all love to see the cool stuff that you're making. Yes, there is a fake Sandbox Facebook page. We have there's multiple of them, and we've reported them over and over and over again. And there's nothing that we can do about it without Facebook's intervention.
Yep.
All we can do is say, be vigilant, be careful. If you get if a page claiming to be the Sandbox shares your profile picture, it's probably not us. If they're offering Bitcoin, it's definitely not us. Check to see that it is the official Facebook page for the Sandbox, which has over 600,000 followers. Usually the fake pages have 0 followers and were made in the past week. So
and never ever send cryptocurrency to someone who claims to work for the Sandbox or the Sandbox itself.
Right.
We don't want your crypto.
Yeah.
We have a lot of it.
We give it away.
We give it away. Yes. Right. So we're not interested in your money.
Yeah. Unless you're spending it on the dashboard, then yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, if
do
you
that.
would like to come back when the marketplace releases, wait for more details on that. Hey Alex, you want to do real quick before we go? Last little thing, I'm going to do the typical YouTuber over here. Hey, follow, comment,
yeah.
Check it out. You know what I mean? Link in the description, all those other kinds of things. But seriously, at the Sandbox Game on Twitter, you can get all the news and updates there. Of course, our Medium. You can join us on Discord if you want to ask more detailed questions about your game making or your VoxEdit creation. That's the best place to do that. Or join us on Telegram if you just want to have a little fun, put up a bunch of GIFs and chill with us. So
you can find all of those at the bottom of our homepage, sandbox.game.
Yes.
We got links to our Discord, Telegram, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Medium. All there.
Yes. Beautiful. All right, Alex. It's been a pleasure.
It has been a lot of fun. Definitely check out the games on the gallery. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see. We are not going to be here Saturday. We didn't mention that. Joseph is busy and I am busy, and Saturday's just not going to work. But just for this week. So no Saturday. We will see you on Wednesday. Next Monday.
Don't forget, new VoxEdit streams on this channel on Mondays now. This is brand new as of this last Monday.
Oh.
Panda Pops. I'll be joining Panda Pops in a call. And we're going to be hanging out, making great assets there and animations.
So check out
a lot of fun.
Joseph and Panda Pops on Monday. I will see you all again on Wednesday. And, of course, we will have Saturday next week. So have a great week, everybody. We will see you at the same bat place, same bat time.
Every stream.
All right.
See you later.
Bye.